Assalamu alaikum. And since we're in Tucson, let me say this. Leos Enchi Aniabu. And in my tribe, in my language, that means may God help you all. And so to teach you a little bit about myself, I am from the Paso Yaqui tribe of Arizona. And my tribe, we're a very religious tribe. God is a big part of our way of life. And I will tell you the creation myth of my people, just to kind of help you understand my journey a little bit. So my people, we have a myth. And this myth, we humans used to be tiny, hairy men called Sudam. And the Sudam used to live in the wild and all that. And it used to be this tree that used to talk, make noise. No one understood what it was saying. Until one day, this little girl, Yomahuli, heard it and understood it. The tree, some people believe it was God talking to her, some believe it was an angel, so on and so on. But this tree gives Yomahuli this prophecy. One day, people with pale skin will come with weapons of thunder and fire. So I give you this river to protect. You're to stay, become strong warriors, or run. So again, this is a myth. But amongst this prophecy, it says, amongst the people, they will teach you the one true God of my ways. So when the Catholics came and they brought the God of Abraham, my people, oh, this fits the prophecy. So I grew up Christian because of this story. My people were very Christian. So just to give that a little background. And how I became Muslim, it starts with this friend. You met her in Wasaw. Yes. So I met her at McDonald's. I was working at McDonald's. And we were talking about things we believe. And she started me as a Muslim. We believe in Jesus, peace be upon him. But as Muslims, we don't worship him. Back then, as a Christian, this blew my mind. I was like, how do you not worship Jesus? Like, what? You believe in him, but no worship? And so she was kind enough to let me borrow the English Quran. So I read it. And I was like, oh, like a lot of the things were similar. They spoke about Moses or Musa, peace be upon him. Adam, peace be upon him. And I was like, oh wow, how interesting. But I left that alone. I read it, gave it back, and I moved on. I kept living my life. And then during this time, I became very good friends with this man named John. And John was a Muslim. He became Muslim 16 years ago when he was in the military. He was 10 years older than me, so he was always like that big brother. He never forced Islam on me, but he would teach me little things, like not about Islam, but how to be a better man. That's like, instinctively, that's what I always wanted. Even though I kept failing, I kept doing the wrong thing, a part of me wanted to be a good man. And he saw that, and he tried to teach me. And so, being 18, dumb, I'm like, oh, whatever. You're a little too strict. And then I kind of just went on from there. And so, fast forward, not to be dramatic, but the past few years of my life have been rather dramatic. I became a single father, raising my son on my own. I lost people very dear to me. I became isolated. I was abandoned by my family. I was alone, raising him. I went through a lot of turmoil, a lot of pain. And for a good while, especially at the beginning of 2024, I fell into this pit that we call the dunya, the world, like all the desires, the temptation, I followed them all. My anger, my hatred, I let that rule me. My lust, I followed it. I didn't stop myself. Anything I wanted, I went for it. I wanted to eat too much food, I ate too much food. You know, I became greedy. I did anything in this world, all these desires, anything to make me feel happy, to make me feel better, to let go of the pain. And none of it. And one point is weird. Okay. So yeah, I got really stuck, and I did sin after sin, and I found, listen to me, brothers and sisters. If you fall into temptation, it will not make you happy. I thought it would, and it did not. It made me more miserable. I was more sad, more angry. Each time I went to bed, I felt empty inside. So whatever temptation you want to fall into, I promise you, it's not going to make you happy like all of it. and the path He set with us with Islam. So eventually, going through this, I went to hang out with my friend John again, and so I'm telling about my experiences. At one point, I even started going back to church. I went to my tribe ceremonies, anything to make me feel better. I wanted to feel God. I wanted to feel peace inside. And so when I told John all of this, I was, making bad mistakes, going to church, or going to my tribal ceremony, anything to make me feel better. He was like, oh wow, and then he just listened to me, and then it dawned on me, I was like, oh wait, this brother of mine is Muslim. So I asked him, I was like, hey, tell me some more about Islam. Let's talk about it again. And then during this talk, I was like, okay, how about you bring me what time Sunday do we go pray? Because as a Christian, that's what you do, you go on Sunday. And he's like, no, it's Jumu'ah, which you're thinking about, it's Friday. And I was like, oh, okay, what time is this? And so we made plan to go. However, me and him both worked during that time, so we went after. So we went to the NCC on the north side, around Maghrib. And so we went over there. I instantly, the moment I walked into the masjid, I felt at peace. I wasn't anxious. I wasn't stressed. I was just calm. And so we go and we talk to some of the brothers, and one of the teenagers there, he goes and he teaches me how to do wudu. And I'm over here learning how to do wudu, and I'll share this real quick. He tells me to sniff the water, right? And so I'm like, sniff the water? He's like, sniff the water. So I didn't edit too much. I started choking. It was a little much, but it was a beautiful experience nonetheless. And then I saw the people praying, and I was like, okay. And then so I prayed, I think we stood for a good while, so I ended up praying Isha with them. And I'm telling you, I didn't understand the words, didn't speak Arabic, didn't know why we were going to sujood, but I copied the movements. And the moment I was in sujood, I found the peace I was looking for so long. And since then, I've heard that people say that sujood is the most beautiful place because you're the closest to Allah. I felt that. And I think it was so true, mashallah. And so I told my friend John I want to be Muslim. I did shahada with him. But then the next day, I went back because the brothers there, the FCC, told me they're doing Arabic classes. And me being excited, I went back, right? And so I'm talking to Imam Hassan for 3 or 4 hours. I was telling him everything, all about the mistakes I was doing, the sin, the temptation, how I was so stuck in the dunya, and how nothing was making me feel better. And this is why I chose Islam. So he told me, he was like, come back, we have some guests from Australia tonight. And you should shahada in front of the community. I guess that's how it's done, right? And so, mashallah, I came back. And I'm going to share this little tidbit with you. I won't say what exactly happened, but I'm telling you this was a test from Allah. Because that night, someone who I had interest in tempted me to go be with her. Never once said anything years before, but this night she did. And I was like, this is temptation, this is shaitan. She's trying to get me back. And so, the other me, hi. And what's that? Yeah. You say salam alaikum? I'm very impressed with his eye. I'm very shocked. For those of you who haven't seen, he can be very nervous, shy. So, yeah, and so I went back to do the shahada from the guests, from Australia, from the community. And I'm telling you, it was such a beautiful experience. And so I want to tell you all, everyone here, and anyone who watches this video, I'm not sorry to see this, John, Saleh, for the MCC, thank you. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for the brotherhood. Mm-hmm. I know sometimes I might be a little reserved, or I don't know, I can feel myself making faces sometimes. And I promise you, it's not because I feel anything negative. It's that I'm not used to this kindness, this welcoming vibe that y'all have towards us. I could go out to see members of my tribe and it's but every time I come, they check, Ramon, they're always happy to see me. And I'll be here. Yeah. I'm already, yes. And I'm not used to it. So give me some time to warm up a little bit. I think I've made some great strides. Just a bit. But yes, if you can learn anything from my story, know that wherever time you feel like you're being tempted by shaitan or by the dunya, don't go for it. It's going to be like me. It's going to leave you empty at the end. Thank you for listening to my story.
What's your advice for us as Muslims?
As Muslims?
As we born Muslims.
As born Muslims, my advice to you, be kind to yourself. I know Brother Evan's advice, do an extra prayer, but if you can, just one of the monetary until you can build up to the 2, 3, 5 a day. Because I see so many people, the haram police, telling them, oh, this is haram, or you're not praying enough, you're not a Muslim. I see this a lot, and I think this is what scares people away, what makes people leave Islam. Because everyone's trying to be perfect. But we're not Allah, we're not God. We will never be perfect. We're not Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. So be kind to yourself. That's my advice to you.